Yeah, the Rickenbacker 4003, which I haven't reviewed before with my mate Big Steve, but it's time for this one to go, unfortunately, due to how smooth forces sound, as they say. And it's a really, really nice instrument. So I thought we would have a quick look at it. And you've not heard it on its own, and you've also not seen it with the blingy, I think they call that a thumb rest. Or anyway, that thing there. So we can have a better look at it and listen to it. And so, on the bridge pickup first. Lovely stuff into the centre. Lovely, and onto the neck. So that's it for the way that it sounds, and they do have a very distinctive sound. We're playing it through that Ampeg DR500, which is a nice thing with the matching amp, which has four 10-inch speakers in it. So what do you get with these? Well, construction-wise, it's a maple, I believe, although you can't tell with this because of course it's all black, but the spec sheet says maple and walnut neck through body construction. So basically what you've got here from stem to stern, running the width of the neck, is one piece of wood right the way down, but apparently there are, I believe, two like fillet lines here that also run the length, which are walnut, and then there's two maple wings tacked onto either side, you see. So the pickups, which are so easily identifiable, I think, certainly Rickenbacker pickups, Rickenbacker bass pickups, just stand out an absolute mile. They're both popping out about late tens, mid to late tens on the multimeter, mid to late tens ohms of resistance. You've got, of course, a rosewood fretboard with sharp tooth inlays. There's 20 frets. And the action, for a bass guitar, the action IMO is absolutely on the deck, and it is so easily playable. So the way that this differs from the 403S, the 403S is, I assume S is for studio, and it doesn't have the binding or the sharp tooths or any of the other bling you see. So this, of course, as I say, it's got binding on the neck, a binding around the body, and I did think that there was a bit missing here, but no, that's how they come. They're all like that, with it finishes there and there. You've got two volumes, two tones, toggle switch, which takes you from obviously one to the other. Made in USA stamp there, and of course your truss rod cover also tells you it's made in the USA. But the real way to know that you've got a genuine one of these is, well, apart from they play and sound pure quality, is the jack socket plate. So as you can see, you've got the Rico sounds, the stereo jack socket here, and your standard item here. I've never plugged the stereo one in, but certainly you can use two amplifiers for different sounds. Probably more useful in a studio, I don't know. It's not something that's ever really concerned me. I'm happy with the way that it sounds from just one amplifier. They weigh in, very surprisingly, £9 and 8 ounces, if you don't mind. but it doesn't feel it, and it probably doesn't feel it because it's so well balanced, and it really is beautifully balanced. And for a heavy guitar, you really don't feel it at all. I think that this is comfortable to play all night, as I say, probably because of the balance. Yeah, you've got that bridge there that's easily adjustable, and the chrome. I think they call this a thumb rest. There's a few little marks, like there's one. The paint's dulled just in a tiny area there, where there's been somebody's hand resting. I suppose you could buff that up, couldn't you? And there's a couple of little. God, it's so shiny that it's difficult to see anything apart from the reflection. But there's a few little swirl marks, not much going on. I think there might even be a little nick in the neck. A nick in the neck. The tuners are Open Gear Rickenbacker branded, and I'd leave that to. So there's two types of Fordable 03. There's the 95 to 2011 one, and then the post 2012 one. Apparently in 2012, Rickenbacker had to do something different with the paint to make it comply with Californian emission laws, so I believe. And also they stopped using their own branded Open Gear machines. They use Sheller machines now. But yeah, I'll be sad. I'll be honest with you, I will be really, really sad to part with this. I'd wanted one of these, honestly, since I was a teenager, and I finally get one, and now House Move Forces sale. It's got to go. There's no two ways about it. So, with all of that said, I shall thank you all ever so much for tuning in, as always, and it might be the last one on Wednesday for some time. I'll be popping other little odds and sods on to say hello from time to time. But anyway, thank you all ever so much for tuning in, as always. I shall look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Adios, amigos. Ta-ra.